Blood is thicker than water. That is what they told you. A comforting lie. A story repeated so often it became a law of life. Family protects you. Family understands you. Family wants the best for you. But power does not care about blood. Human nature does not disappear just because someone shares your last name. In fact, proximity sharpens it. The people who know you best also know exactly where you are weakest. They watched you grow. They watched you fail. They watched you doubt yourself. And if you are not careful, they will unknowingly hold the blueprint of your destruction. Most people believe family is their safest place, the last sanctuary, the one group of people who would never turn against them. But Machiavelli understood something darker, something colder. Family is not just love. Family is a system, a structure, a silent hierarchy with invisible rules. Every member assigned a role. The hero, the caretaker, the disappointment, the black sheep, and the moment you try to escape the role they gave you, the system reacts. Not always with hatred, not always with cruelty, sometimes with concern. Are you sure about that decision? That sounds risky. You are changing. We just don't want to see you fail. It sounds like love, but underneath those words often hides something else. Fear. Fear that if you rise too far, the system loses balance. If you become too powerful, the roles collapse. And when the roles collapse, people become uncomfortable. Here is the truth most people refuse to face. The people closest to you are also the people most capable of limiting you. Not always intentionally, but systems defend themselves. And the family system is one of the oldest systems on Earth. It rewards predictability. It punishes deviation. If you start thinking differently, earning differently, living differently, you become a threat to the equilibrium. This is why strategic people learn one dangerous skill: information control. Not lies, not betrayal. Control. You decide what others know. You decide what they never see, because information is power, and the wrong truth in the wrong ears can quietly sabotage your future. There are 7 things a strategist never reveals to their family. 7 revelations that turn love into leverage. And the first one is the most dangerous of all. Every revolution begins quietly, not with noise, not with applause, but with a thought, a dangerous thought. What if I leave the role they gave me? What if the quiet child becomes powerful? What if the obedient son becomes independent? What if the one they underestimated becomes unstoppable? The moment that thought appears, you have already changed. Here is the first revelation you must never share. Your true ambition, your real destination, your strategy for independence. Most people announce their dreams too early. They sit at the dinner table and declare their grand plans. I'm going to build something huge. I'm going to move away. I'm going to become rich. They expect celebration, support, pride. But what they receive instead is something subtle: resistance. Family systems are built on stability, predictable roles, predictable outcomes. The responsible one, the successful one, the failure, the caretaker. But if you suddenly change your trajectory, you destabilize the system. And systems do not like instability. They react. Not always consciously, but inevitably. Listen carefully. This is how sabotage sounds. It rarely sounds like hatred. It sounds like concern. That seems risky. You should be realistic. We just want you to be safe. You are changing. These words do not feel like attacks, but slowly, they clip your wings. Until one day you stop flying without even realizing why. Machiavelli observed something most people never notice. Envy grows strongest among equals, among brothers, among cousins, among people who grew up beside you. If you reveal your true ambition, you awaken comparisons. If you reveal your strategy, you awaken fear. And if you reveal your escape, you awaken resistance. So the strategist moves differently. He smiles. He nods. He listens. But the real plan remains hidden. There is a moment in life when you understand something clearly. Not everyone needs to know your next move. Not even the people who share your blood. If you have reached that realization, type one word below. Awake, not for me, but for yourself. A quiet signal that you are beginning to see the game. The second revelation is far more dangerous. Not your ambition, your wounds, your deepest fears, your childhood pain, your insecurities. Modern culture tells you to share everything. Speak your truth. Open your heart. Tell your family how they hurt you. But Machiavelli would look at that advice and call it naive. Because when you reveal your deepest vulnerability, you are not building a bridge. You are drawing a map of your weak points. Imagine walking into battle and painting a red target on your own chest. Strike here. Here is where it hurts most. That is exactly what most people do. They confess their wounds to the very people who created them. Here is what happens next. An argument appears. Maybe something small. A disagreement. A misunderstanding. But when emotions rise, people reach for weapons. And nothing cuts deeper than the truth you already gave them. You always felt abandoned. You said you were insecure. Maybe you're just too sensitive. Suddenly, your confession becomes their blade. Strangers cannot hurt you like family can. A stranger guesses where your wounds are. Family knows. Because you told them, or worse, because they created them. This is why emotional sovereignty is power. Your pain is not public property. Your trauma is not family discussion. Your wounds are private territory. If you carry trauma, heal it. But choose your battlefield carefully. A therapist, a journal, the quiet discipline of self-reflection, the gym, solitude. These places heal. Family arguments do not. Do not take broken glass back to the person who shattered it and ask them to fix it. When your family asks how you are doing, give them the summary, not the raw data. I had a difficult week, but I handled it. That is enough. A person who cannot be emotionally provoked cannot be controlled. And the moment your emotions become unreachable, you become something rare, an enigma. And nothing unsettles people more than the person they can no longer read. The third revelation is even more dangerous. Not about you, about your partner, your relationship, your private kingdom. Many people make a fatal mistake. The moment conflict appears inside their relationship, they run to their family. They complain. They vent. They expose every flaw their partner has. And in that moment, they believe they are seeking comfort. But what they are really doing is planting poison. Here is the psychological trap. When you argue with your partner, you are emotional, angry, hurt. So you call your mother, your brother, your sister, and you tell them everything, every mistake, every harsh word. Every moment your partner disappointed you. But 2 days later, the storm passes. You talk. You reconcile. You forgive. You move forward, but your family does not forgive the way you do, because they do not love your partner the way you do. To them, your partner is an outsider, a foreign element inside the bloodline. So the complaint you made in anger becomes a permanent memory in their minds, a seed of suspicion. And once that seed is planted, it grows. Years later, they will still remember. They will still judge. They will still whisper. Small comments during holidays, subtle disapproval, passive aggression. You already forgave your partner, but your family never did. And without realizing it, you invited them inside your castle. A relationship is a private empire. 2 rulers, 1 alliance. And alliances collapse when outsiders are allowed to influence the battlefield. If your partner has flaws, handle them together. If your partner is toxic, leave. But never outsource the management of your relationship to your family. Strong people build firewalls. When family asks about your relationship, the answer is simple. We are doing well. No details. No complaints. No secrets. The outside world sees unity. The inside world handles reality. This boundary protects 2 things: your partner and your authority. Every person eventually changes. Your beliefs shift. Your philosophy evolves. The world expands, but families are built on tradition, on inherited ideas. Ideas repeated for generations, about money, about religion, about success, about how life is supposed to be lived. And one day, you realize something dangerous. You no longer believe what they believe. Maybe your family believes safety is the highest goal. Stable job, predictable life, no risks. But you see something else. Opportunity, freedom, possibility. Maybe they worship stability. And you have chosen the chaos of creation. The path of the entrepreneur, the builder, the one who leaves. Here is the mistake most people make. They try to convince their family. They argue. They debate. They explain their new philosophy. But belief systems are not built with logic. They are built with emotion. With decades of conditioning, you cannot dismantle a lifetime of belief during dinner conversation. This is where strategy begins. You do not announce your rebellion. You do not declare your intellectual independence. You do something far more powerful. You stay quiet. You listen. You nod politely. That's interesting. I see your point. And then you continue living your life exactly the way you choose. You are not a martyr. You are a strategist. Galileo was right. But shouting truth at the wrong audience nearly destroyed him. So learn the silent move. Live your new beliefs. Build your new world. But when you return to the old house, blend in. The illusion of conformity costs almost nothing. But the freedom it buys is priceless. Respect them. But do not submit your mind. You owe them kindness. You owe them gratitude. But you do not owe them your worldview. Let them keep their traditions. You keep your vision. 2 worlds, 1 boundary, and absolute inner freedom. The 4th revelation is about money. Not just money. Your hidden treasury. Your reserves. Your safety net. Most people believe family should know everything, especially about finances. After all, family helps each other. Family supports each other. But Machiavelli understood something brutal. Money changes human psychology. The moment people know you have resources, their relationship to risk changes. Why struggle when you can help? Why endure hardship when you have savings? Why carry their burdens when your shoulders look strong enough? And suddenly, you are no longer a family member. You become a safety net. Psychologists describe two kinds of burdens: a boulder and a backpack. A boulder is a real crisis, something crushing, something impossible to carry alone. But a backpack is ordinary responsibility. Bills, decisions, consequences. The danger is this: once people know you have money, their backpacks suddenly become boulders. They rarely ask directly. Manipulation is more elegant than that. A sudden emergency, a business opportunity, a mysterious debt, a medical scare. Each story carefully designed to trigger your guilt. And if you refuse, you become the villain, the greedy one, the ungrateful child. The strategist handles money differently. He creates financial invisibility, assets nobody sees, investments nobody understands, reserves nobody suspects. To the outside world, he appears comfortable, but never rich enough to carry everyone else's life. True wealth does not announce itself. It moves quietly. It protects itself, and it protects your freedom. If this perspective changed the way you see money, let this idea travel. Pass it forward. Because some lessons only become powerful when more people begin to see them. The fifth revelation is buried deep. Not in the future. In the past, your regrets, your mistakes, the decisions you wish no one ever knew. Every person carries a graveyard inside their memory. Broken promises, moral compromise, moments of weakness, moments of ruthlessness. Sometimes the weight becomes heavy. You want to confess. You want someone to hear the truth. Someone to say, "I still love you." And the easiest place to search for that absolution is family. A parent, a sibling, someone who knew you before the world changed you. But family is not a confessional. They are not priests. They are a jury that never adjourns. The moment you confess a dark part of your past, their image of you changes forever. Not temporarily, forever. You believe you are revealing your humanity. But what they often see is danger. Human beings are threat detection machines. When someone reveals a ruthless action, our minds change categories. If he could do that to someone else, what could he do to me? Suddenly, your past mistake becomes a permanent lens. Every argument will reference it. Every disagreement will revive it. Your confession becomes your label. Machiavelli understood a brutal principle. A ruler may act against morality when survival demands it, but the ruler must always appear virtuous. Appearance protects power. Your family is the public of your private life. They do not need the entire story. They need stability. They need to believe you are safe. Your past is not a story for everyone. Some truths must remain buried, not because you are ashamed, but because peace requires boundaries. Let your past rest quietly. Let your family see the man you have become. Not every ghost deserves resurrection. The sixth revelation is the most dangerous. Not about your past. Not about money. Not about ambition. It is about awareness. Because one day, something shifts. You begin studying psychology, power, human behavior, and suddenly, the invisible patterns inside your family become clear. You notice things you never saw before. The guilt trips, the manipulation, the silent hierarchies, the golden child, the scapegoat, the peacemaker, the invisible roles every family assigns. Suddenly, you see the system. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. At this moment, a powerful temptation appears. You want to expose it. You want to sit them down and say, I see everything now. I understand the manipulation. I know how this system works. You believe truth will liberate everyone. You believe if they see the pattern, everything will change. But this is the final trap. In dysfunctional systems, there is something called the identified patient, the person the system blames, the one who becomes the problem. And the moment you try to diagnose the family system, guess who becomes the new problem? You. They will say you are overthinking. They will say you changed. They will say you became cold, arrogant, distant. They will deny everything you see. Not because you are wrong, but because systems protect themselves. This is why the strategist never announces awareness. He does something much smarter. He observes. He adapts. He sets boundaries quietly. He refuses to play the game. And while the system continues running, he slowly walks toward the exit. The seventh revelation is subtle, almost invisible. It is not something you say. It is something you show. Your future, your plans, your next move in life. Most people believe family should know everything ahead of time. Every project, every opportunity, every major decision. But strategy teaches the opposite. The moment you announce a plan, you invite interference, doubt, fear, unsolicited advice, sometimes concern, sometimes sabotage. Not always intentional, but powerful nonetheless. Imagine building a bridge, stone by stone. Focus, precision, patience. Now imagine 20 voices standing beside you. Are you sure? What if it fails? Why don't you do something safer? Every voice pulls your attention away from the work. And eventually, the bridge collapses before it is finished. Strategists move differently. They build quietly. They prepare silently. They test ideas in the dark. And only when the result is undeniable do they reveal it. Not as a plan, but as reality. The world respects results. Plans invite criticism. Dreams invite doubt. But results silence every voice. When people finally ask, "When did you do this?" you simply smile and say, "I've been working on it for a while." Not every step needs an audience. Not every idea needs approval. Not every future needs discussion. Some things grow stronger in silence. Your next chapter is one of them. At the beginning of this journey, you believed something simple. Family should know everything. Your dreams, your fears, your struggles, your truth. Because honesty felt like loyalty. But power teaches something deeper. Not every truth must be shared. You learned 7 quiet principles. Protect your ambitions. Guard your vulnerabilities. Shield your relationship. Separate your beliefs. Hide your reserves. Bury your past. And move silently toward your future. This is not about manipulation. It is about stability. Because every system has pressure. Every family has expectations. And the person who reveals everything becomes the easiest piece to move. But the person who understands boundaries cannot be played. Machiavelli never said to hate your family. He said something far more realistic. Understand human nature, even inside blood. Love them, respect them, protect them, but protect yourself too. Wisdom is not distance. Wisdom is balance. You do not need to argue. You do not need to explain. You do not need their approval. Your life is your responsibility. Your mind is your territory. And the strongest people in the world walk quietly toward their destiny. If these ideas resonated with you, then you already know this journey is only beginning. There are deeper lessons, darker truths, stronger forms of power. Stay close. Subscribe. Turn on the bell. And do not miss the next lesson.